Hello YouTube, it's William. Welcome to another introduction. Alright, we got a new design and this is strictly for a Randy store, the Stitched Gear Outfitters store. It's early. My mouth don't want to work right, but we're going to get through it. It's a little cool, but hey, it's December. It's supposed to be. Alright, this knife design is only sold through Stitched Gear Outfitters web store. Okay, this is proprietary design for him, and it will have his stamp on it. This is a prototype, and it's a little coarse around the edges, but you will be able to actually see what the design is and what it's going to be. And it was based off the Cansball more design. If you go back through the history of my multi-grinds and where they came from and where my design concepts came from, it actually, when I first started this, the Cansball was not out yet, but they had a Mora 2000 that the Cansball came from. So that's where I started noticing the multi-grinds, and as I was coming out with the Woodsman, or what I call the Woodsman's grind, Mora came out with the Elderless, and it was released about the same time as my Master Woodsman was. But anyway, the multi-grind has been around for a long time. Bob Lovelace actually had a multi-grind back in the 70s. So anyway, we're going to compare this, but the Cansball was what I had in mind, and I was saying, Randy contacted me and said, hey, I want to design strictly for my store. And so I got to thinking about this. I said, well, I've always liked the Cansball. He said, I've been thinking about a Puku. And I said, well, I'm not much of a Puku guy, but I like the basic concept of a Puku. So anyway, this is kind of a Puku-ish Cansball with a Williamism flair. All right. I hope all that makes sense. But anyway, it has all my attributes of what I think a knife should be. It has dual purpose, multi versatility, has the sweeps and the curves slightly to enhance its performance, and all of this, all the above. It checks all the boxes. Okay, and yet it is a very simple, very easy knife to sharpen. If you can sharpen a Scandi, you can sharpen this knife, okay? So it ticks all of those boxes, all right? So here's the knife. And again, this is a prototype. So it doesn't have the shadow stamps. It doesn't have all the stuff on it that it's going to be. Right here where the, the WC is going to be Randy's logo, which is mountains. And my WC will be here. And the first run, and once you see this video, you can go to the website, Stitched Gear Outfitters. Stitched Gear Outfitters in the link below in the description. And go to stitchedgearoutfitters.com, and it will be up on their website for pre-order for a limited time. The pre-orders are going to stop at the end of January. And those that got in on the pre-orders will have a 1 stamped on the blade. If you go back through my first runs, you'll see 1 stamps on the blades. So the pre-orders will have the 1 stamped on the blade for a first run. Okay, so there will be an option of either Nitro V, that's 5/32, of Nitro V, or 5/32 01 tool steel. Okay, so you have a choice. There will also be choices between the 3 canvas micarta scales, which is, this one is natural. You have black and you have OD green, canvas micarta, or 4 of the Sure Touch colors. Okay, and all these details, pricing, and everything else will be on Randy's store. Of course, you will have options for his sheaths to go with this as well. Okay, so again, this is proprietary to Randy's web store only. Nowhere else can you get this knife. Okay, so basically, and I'll put this down side by side with a Cansball so you can see, but has a straight about 2.5 inches of Scandi. Okay, and it flows into a high saber, and you can kind of see where that saber line stops right there. Okay, so it has the strength all the way down of 5/32 to about this point. And again, this is all hand ground. So these specs are going to slightly vary with each knife. Each knife is as unique as your fingerprints. All right. So you have but basically this is the design, and this part here is straight. Then it has that sweep, and then it's a sweet spot right there into the thin portion, so it'll slice like nobody's business. I mean, it's it'll take care of those game prep chores, those kitchen chores, all that stuff on camp that you need as far as slicing ability. But yet it has that Scandi portion there to take care of all your firecraft and everything else. And again, it's 5/32, so it has that thickness of steel to separate materials when you need to split some kindling or things like that. Not logs, but kindling. Just as long as you use some common sense with it, you'll be fine. Okay. So anyway, the blade on it is about 5 inches. So you have 2.5 inches of Scandi, and you have about 2.5 inches of a good belly Skinner right there. All right. And it's also a very high saber. All right. Okay. So let's put this knife down, and we're going to compare it to some other designs of mine and go from there. All right. So let me move the camera down a little bit so we can see these on the table. Okay. Now I've got the measuring stick here, so you can kind of see the Kanzbul. This is the Kanzbul, which it has kind of a drop point, which this one's a straight back Skinner. Okay, where this is a full flat, this one is a saber, so it gives you a little bit more thickness of blade further down the blade for added durability and strength. Of course, this one has a full tang construction, so you have just a more robust knife. And if you look at the thicknesses of these, then you can really see the difference. I mean, this is 5/32, and this one, I don't think it's even quite an 1/8 inch. It's probably 3/32 maybe. Okay, so there's the difference, and you can look at the handles and kind of see that the handles is almost the same length. So if you like the comfortable handles of the Kanzbul, then you're going to love this one too. And it has my standard bubbles there to kind of protect your hand from slipping up the blade and all those secure grips, because a knife that you control is a safe knife. Okay, so there's a comparison between the Kanzbul and the Outfitter. That's what this name is, Outfitter. Okay, so and just to compare it to the Model 2, this is the blade shape of the Model 2, which is, I mean, people are going to say, well, this knife looks like, and every knife out there is going to remind you of another knife. I mean, it's just the way it is, because every knife has aspects of another knife. After thousands of years of bending steel, it's just the way it is. So this is what the old Model 2 looked like, and you can see the tips are different, the length is different, the Scandis are different. I mean, there's just a lot of difference. And then this is the Hunter model, Master Woodsman Hunter. The Scandi is a little bit more curved. On the Hunter, it's not as long as what's on the Outfitter. Has a little bit more belly and a dropped tip, or more like a spay blade on the Hunter. And then this is the Blackbird, and you see the Blackbird is a spear point with a shorter Scandi, and it's just a different tip, a different knife. Okay, but the handles are very similar. As far as the Blackbird and this one, the handle is very similar. It may be just a little bit narrow here on the Outfitter than it is on the Blackbird. So if you like a narrower handle, then this knife this Outfitter is going to be the knife for you. Okay, the length is about the same, maybe an 1/8 inch difference, if that. But as you can see, as you lay them on there, how much difference there are in the knives. As you lay it on the Hunter model, see the difference there. Then again on the Model 2. And I don't have a Model 1, but I mean, the Model 1 is similar to the Blackbird, it's just a little bit longer. Okay. So there you have it. I think that this knife is going to be a phenomenal knife as a belt knife for the woodsman, the hunter, the camp chores. I mean, any and everything that you're going to need as an outdoorsman, this knife is going to excel at it. So a lot of people have been asking for one with a longer Scandi portion, and there you have it. It's there. I think it's a phenomenal design, and if you want to get in on the first run on over to Randy's website. That's www.stitched, STITCHED, gear, GEAR.com. And again, the link will be in the description below. And get in on the pre-order, because that pre-order list is going to end, like I say, on January, the end of January. So February the 1st, you can't get this. All right. And, well, you can order the knife, but you can't get a one on it. Okay. But anyway, and a lot of people are going to say, well, I want this kind of handle or that kind of handle. Get with Randy, because there may be other options later on. We don't know yet. But right now, we do know that you're going to have the options of the 3 different colors. As far as micarta, you have natural, OD green, and black. No liners at this point. The Sure Touch colors, there's going to be 4 of them. Probably the standard colors of blue, green, orange. I don't know what the other color is. You just have to go to the website and see what he has on his website. So, and also check pricing there. All right. I just sell them wholesale. I make them and sell them wholesale, and Randy is the retailer. All right. Okay. So anyway, phenomenal knife. You guys better get in on this. Until the next one, you guys get in the backyard, wheel on a stick. Be sure and take a child with you. Get the opportunity. And don't forget those plenty of Band-Aids and lots of knives. Catch you again soon.